Can you mute those?
Yeah.
Okay. And then can you zoom in?
How?
Like you would try to zoom in on a phone. There you go.
Ah.
Not that far.
Oh.
Not that far away. Okay. Yeah, right there's fine.
It's funny, the entrance of the last one.
Can you click
What?
on either mine or yours, just so I can see? Thank you.
Yeah, it's funny. The entrance of the last one was like essentially the same as the entrance of this one. Oh, I'm terrible. I really need to get better at this.
Well, I mean that's why I have you do it.
Yeah, because I
Can you
mean,
turn yourself down just a little
yeah.
bit. I think you're the
Bottom right.
yeah the bottom. Yeah, that mic works really well.
I like it. Yeah, I got it on sale for Amazon Prime.
That's pretty good. I mean that mic works very well.
And it's golden too, so
It
you know
is.
it fits the name, Golden Boys.
Golden boys.
By the way, for am I still too loud?
No, it's fine.
By the way, for those of you who have seen our picture yet, like the new pictures that we've been putting up, I'm using the mic that we have in the pictures because it's literally a golden tinted mic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a nice one. I like yours too, though. You know, with the red and the silver.
Thanks. This is a friend of mine that I'm borrowing. Thank you, Steven. With a shout out to Steven.
Shout out to Steven. He also took the pictures.
Yes, he's a great guy.
I like Steven. He's a cool
You
dude.
should check him out. He does. He has a rap.
Oh,
album.
Reburst.
Yeah, Reburst. Reburst. Check out Reburst
Love
on
Reburst.
Spotify,
Freaking Braylon.
SoundCloud.
What up? I'm black. Like, okay, cool. I couldn't tell for sure, but
Yeah, he's like Braylon's a really funny dude. They also do films. Once again, check back with them. Check out it's like the greater. It's like the greater. It's like the living. GR8 living. On Instagram. And
Yeah, check that
I don't
out
know
myself.
any of the other stuff, but yeah. So check them out if you like rap. It's not that bad. It's pretty cool. It's
it's good stuff.
Not
I
gonna,
like it. I
just
enjoy
gonna drop this there. I produced the thing.
it. Shameless self promotion.
Shameless self-promotion. No, I'm just kidding. But
No, you're not.
anyway, but yeah, they did a pretty good job with it, and they're actually not that bad. So I would
gotta
love to
watch
give them a shout out.
I gotta watch some of their music videos too. 'Cause
Yeah,
they're
dude.
pretty cool.
They have a one. I think it's Lost, and I think Lost is the one that we went to the beach for. And
Oh, nice. What's the one with like the slow motion situation?
But I think that's Lost.
Is that Lost?
I think
Pretty
so.
Cool. It's pretty cool.
I could be wrong though, so I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Stephen and Braylon, if I got that wrong.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, anyways, my name's Matthew Langton.
My name's Ruben Ortega.
This is Golden Boys. I think I sang it wrong that time.
I love it though.
That's great. I mean, I think part of the charm of that entire situation is singing it wrong almost every single time.
Yeah, I
So-
think it's the fact that it's different every time. Hello, everybody.
Hi, how's it going?
So Matt, what did you and I just get done doing?
We were playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, we were.
It was a lot of fun. You know what's funny? I actually played Dungeons and Dragons too. I don't know if I told you this.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun too, and I actually do enjoy card games. You know, I used to play like stuff like RuneScape. You know, it's still around, but I used to play it back when it was a free browser RPG game. You know, stuff like that, and it's so much fun. But I will admit, it seems like with things like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or like Dungeons and Dragons, there's like a really big learning curve that
Oh, yeah.
sometimes it's hard to get over.
And it's like a money curve.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I mean, I think Dungeons and Dragons, I think, would be a little cheaper.
Yeah, definitely. Because, okay, so me and my friends had this conversation. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh has become one of the most expensive card games for like two reasons. I can only remember one off the top of my head, but that being like most decks run off of like a specific card. And if you don't have that card, that
you're
one,
screwed.
then yeah, so they charge a lot for that one, but the rest of it's like a buck,
Cheap
$2 each
BS,
card.
yeah.
Card,
Yeah.
a buck or two for a card. Meanwhile, I could go towards like a magic shop,
Yeah.
get magic cards, like get a full tin for like I don't know, like $10-20.
God damn.
And it's like
It's probably because it's a fad, and it's. I mean, I don't want to say it's a fad because it might last for a while, but it's probably because right now it's so popular.
I mean, like, because I like Magic. I think Magic's really cool, and like I feel like old decks can still do something against like modern decks.
Just maybe you might have to think of it differently.
Yeah, and not only that, but like of course with newer cards comes newer tactics and things like
Yeah.
that. But with Yu-Gi-Oh, you try to use an old deck against a new one, you're gonna get your ass rocked.
It's kind of weird too, thinking about the fact that there's like an old and a new kind of deck situation. Like I would think you just choose all the cards at your disposal to make like. to make like an effective deck, but I guess that's not what it is. It's like actual planning and like
there's a lot of planning.
Yeah,
And
I actually have a buddy that like he looks into selling and like buying and reselling these cards.
that's actually a really smart idea.
It is, and because like there's this whole thing where it's like, oh, this card's really hot right now. It's almost like stock trading,
It is.
but with cards, you know.
That was
And like,
just-
oh, this card's really hot right now. I'm gonna sell it for like this much, you know. It's pretty crazy.
No, yeah, it is, and with all that shit going on, it's like you can make a lot of cash just by trying to get a whole bunch of packs now, and then waiting like a month or two just to see which one is like in high demand and see if you have any of those.
Yeah,
Which
that's so weird to me though. I don't know if I'd be able to like. It's definitely a field that you could get into, but that is some work that I do not think I'd have the patience for.
yeah, well, actually,
Says the
actually-
musician.
yeah,
But you
actually,
know.
there's a it's like there's a card shop right down the street that
PJs?
I don't know what it's called. I'll be honest with you.
What street?
I
Third
don't-
Avenue.
No. It's more towards the border.
Oh, PJs on Third Avenue. That place sells Yu-Gi-Oh cards too.
I didn't. You'll have to take me because maybe we're talking about the same place. Maybe we're not.
It's on Main.
It's basically just like a Yu-Gi-Oh shop. It's
Oh no.
yeah. It's
They
like,
sell baseball cards.
yeah, it's really cool because it's like you walk in and there's like a it's like a giant display case
Oh,
like
okay.
on one side with all more in more of like the foiled cards, right?
Oh.
So cards that look pretty and cards that are kind of cool, and they keep like the really in demand ones at the front counter
Yeah.
underneath on a glass thing.
Yeah.
So it makes them look like really rare.
That's cool.
And it's really cool because there are some that go for like $2 or $3, and there's some that go for 15, 20 at a time.
Jesus.
And
What's the one card shop? I think it's like in North Park, South Park area. Villainous Lair. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called like a Villain's Lair. It's more
Yeah.
of a like a game shop.
Game shop, yeah.
Like, there's a
That
lot of
place is
different
pretty
board
cool. I've heard about a lot of.
There's a lot of cool shit that
got
happens
a
there.
lot of tournaments and stuff there too.
Yeah, it's really cool. I haven't been in any of the tournaments yet, but I've seen like the prepping for one of them, and I was like, oh my god, this looks so cool. I want to get in. That's actually why I bought a Magic deck.
my friend who's like looking at selling cards. He actually goes to those a lot.
Fuck.
Raul Manuel.
I don't know.
You've met him.
Okay.
He runs an Osmar circle and stuff.
I don't run into Ozma that much.
Oh, that's a bummer. I love that guy. He's a really nice
He's a
guy.
cool guy. Yeah.
Cool guy.
He's a
Yeah,
really
Oak
cool
Palace, great band, really good band. I enjoy them.
guy. I can't find it.
Oak Palace or the
No, I'm just gonna put that in here.
Oh.
Let's go.
Anyways,
Let's call it a day.
but yeah, no, it's fun. I'm very much interested in doing it again.
Yeah, like so I have a friend named Andrew. I'm sorry, Andrew, that I'm totally putting you on blast. But he and I back in high school, I think it was our freshman year or a
Is
sophomore
that
year.
that guy I played at that house party for?
Yes, that was him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he was the host.
Okay.
And basically we just started playing and we played for the fun of it. We just genuinely enjoyed the game. And basically what had happened, we mixed our collections into one larger collection.
Oh, is this that bank you're talking about?
Yeah. So basically, after a few friends have gotten in and be like, you can use some of like if you put yours into the bank, everybody can pull from it, kind of deal. It was more like rather than trading, let's just have it all out.
Yeah, I see. It's pretty cool.
Personally,
And then could they build a deck from that?
yeah, you could
From
like
that giant bank? Or
Mhm.
okay. That's
I call it I just call it the bank because it's like we all just put our cards together.
yeah, you guys don't have to worry about like.
Yeah, so it's not like who has the better cards more of a deal.
Yeah.
For some reason, I let that kind of. I've always been that way, where it's all like I have to collect all the cards. So
Yeah.
of course I wanted to be the bank, but then
yeah, I suppose why it's in your house.
yeah, but then at one point it kind of got to was like I just always want to have like the better cards
Mhm.
for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and I feel like that kind of killed it a little bit.
Mm.
That was my fault, but it was like at one point we had like 6 people
Mm.
that had all put their collections in the one thing, and that's how we got the big one.
That's pretty cool.
And then granted, we all because we were all into it,
Yeah.
we kept getting more, and then
Mhm.
my friend is like Leo. We would all go to his house,
Yeah.
and we would just like we would like move everything off the table, and you would have 2 or 3 games happening at a time.
Jeez.
It was a lot of fun. It was
That's pretty cool.
It was really cool,
Yeah.
and
You know who I'm surprised doesn't like Yu-Gi-Oh more actually?
Who?
Carlos.
yeah, I feel like if you took this over to
I
him,
think he used to play it. I don't know.
I'm sure he did. He looks like
But-
he looks like he'd be nerdy enough to do it.
Oh, most definitely. Jeez, we gotta stop doing these things so late.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
You know what's funny? We actually recorded like a giant chunk,
17, 18, 19, 20,
and like we started this doing stuff like podcast stuff at like what 9 o'clock, and it is now 10:30.
Yeah, sorry, that's my fault, but I just really wanted to play cards.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, I appreciate you trying that out with me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So, give me your collection, and you can start getting from the. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, I told you I have like a bunch of cards that I haven't used in like years. I don't
Oh, you
even know.
serious?
And some of them might not even be valid anymore.
I was
'cause know
totally
that's a
joking,
thing.
but if you want to add that in,
I mean, you can just have them. I don't use them.
please.
Yeah, dude, it's fine.
Oh,
I got a bunch of the Hero series.
We have a lot of the key cards of the Hero series.
Okay, cool.
So why don't you
Yeah.
just? Anyway,
I think I have one of the. I think I have the Magicians.
I need that, please. I'm working on that right now.
Yeah, I have that one.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to
The Dark Magician.
have the Dark Magician deck.
I
And
wanted
then-
it because of Yugi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I think I win Karibo too.
Well, I think my first two cards that I I actually have like a memory, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember if it was 3, 4, or 5. It was like in that
You were young.
in that region, and of course, like the show came out in I think the show first came out in 1996, which was like the year
That's
that
the year I was
born.
born.
Yeah, that was the year I was
We were
born.
both born.
And
That's weird to think about.
and so around this time the show's picked up a little bit and is now in the U.S. And I saw that and I was like, I want to have confidence like that. Like I want to be like that, you know?
Like Yugi,
Yeah.
but when he's like a foot taller
Like-
and super masculine.
Yeah, like the idea of being confident and being competent too, or just being more of a hero when you need to be. I like the whole idea of that. The idea of like being inspiring and having this larger voice that can, you can face any problem that's ahead of you. Granted, yes, the show's cheesy. I know. But to me that was super cool as a kid. And so I asked my dad, like, can I get a pack, right? And I don't remember our financial situation, but basically he got me this like tiny little pack, right? So it wasn't a deck, it was a pack. It was a pack of it was like 7 cards, and as I looked through it, I'm looking for any that I could kind of like recall from the show.
Yeah.
And the first one that was in there was Karibo.
Nice.
I was like, oh my god!
I remember that was a funny little thing too, where it was like that's such a weak card, but like,
I loved it.
but it's because he used it in a way that's really useful. I think that's why it
Yeah.
was so cool.
And for me it was like, oh my god, it's Karibo, right?
He's cute as fuck.
But the key hitter of it was the Black Magician of Chaos.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't.
What was the name? Was it you had to assemble all 4 pieces of
Exodia.
him? Exodia, right? Yeah. That was
5
a crazy
pieces.
card. That was a crazy card.
And there are people that figured out how to run it so that way you could win on one turn. Like you just draw the cards and you just win.
Jesus Christ.
I know it's gotten.
What happened? So Exodia, what exactly happens when you
You collect all 5 pieces and on one of the cards it says if you have all 5 pieces you just win.
Jesus.
You win the game. That's it.
I remember in the show too when he did that. It was like the most badass entrance.
And we were like, oh my god!
But it's kind of because like they had the whole holographic projection thing or whatever, and then it's kind of funny because like
obliterate.
and then it's like whoa. But it's funny because like I'm sure when you just draw it, it's like damn it. All right, you win.
Oh yeah, well now it's like Exodia has become like kind of like that not fun deck anymore. Where it's like really you're just playing with yourself. That's all you're doing. Yeah. But speaking of that, there's a lot of decks now that run on this like 1-turn kill system, which is what we call OTK.
Yeah.
And so it's
I wonder why it's called that.
and so it's and so basically it's just like you win in 1 turn. So
yeah, I know.
so Andrew and I like we build them occasionally, but we build them just to see if they work.
Oh really?
But we never like use them.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's because we like the fun of the game.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
more like
delicious.
so it's like let's see how the deck runs.
Bless
See how
me.
it runs against this deck, how it runs against that one, and then when we build our own personal ones, we build them more or less for the fun of the game.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like mine isn't solely to beat people. Mine is just to look really flashy.
Yeah,
Just to be like, oh, look at
because
this happening. Look at
you
this.
are very flashy.
I'm a very flashy guy.
Yeah. That's another thing that I've noticed about it. It's like it's kind of funny because we always talk about how we're like born from the same spec,
Mm-hmm.
but you and I do actually have some different like motivations / like ideologies.
And I think that's what makes that's definitely what our core parts that make us different.
That's definitely a nice part of our friendship though, because it's like you like to be on the flashy side. I'm kind of like, I'm gonna wear a flannel for the 3rd time this week. And you know what? Tomorrow I'm gonna wear another flannel.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've always been the kid that was like in the shadows. Like nobody really cared. He was just kind of there.
Yeah.
He was the kid. I was the kid on like the side of the dance floor, just waiting for something to happen at the juice table.
At the juice table
by myself.
I was one step worse, where I just didn't go to dances.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have had. But if you don't go to dances, then you just kind of like you don't have to live with the embarrassment of having been there by yourself. Like that's
why I didn't go. I went once by myself, and I was like, well,
like that's the worst.
I'm good.
And then as the years went on, I kind of learned to get better with just interacting with people. And so
that didn't happen to me until marching band. I don't think.
I am sorry, but
why?
Well, no, I take that back because it wasn't until like my sophomore year that I finally was like, I'm just gonna turn my attitude around. Just fuck it.
Yeah, I think being forced into like quote unquote leadership positions.
Yeah.
In high school, definitely was like kind of like you're not allowed to be timid.
Also, I was wondering, please pass me your water. I'm like parched.
Oh, I'm like dying right now. I'm getting sick. Are you sure you want to drink out of my water?
Nah, I have to work tomorrow on Sunday.
You're like, so hand me that water.
Give it to me now.
No.
Actually, if you could pass me my phone, please.
Yes.
Yeah, right there. So I have a picture of a dog wearing a pirate hat. It's a husky wearing a pirate hat. Right?
It's absolutely adorable.
I send this to anybody, right?
You never sent it to me.
Oh, okay. Well, I think I stopped using it after I met you. But I would like as my response to almost anything. That was the thing that I would respond with. And so I usually try to make cool wallpapers, or not make them. I like to put cool wallpapers on my phone, so that was just like, oh yeah, check that out. I got Cthulhu, I got like a dark misty thing going on, or like I got like a red moon.
Yeah.
And then
see, that's the other thing is that my lock wallpaper is hold on. It's like the one it came with.
Oh my god.
And then the other one is a picture of a hike I took like a year and a half ago.
That would bore the fuck out of me.
I like it. It was
you know what? That's okay. But
there's a dog in the back.
But yeah, so I had those kind of wallpapers, and then one day I was like, I need a little more joy in my life, and I switched the lock screen to a husky and wearing a pirate hat.
Wearing a pirate hat.
It was that same picture, and immediately, like not even the next day, I got a compliment like, "Hey, I like your wallpaper."
Yeah, it's cute.
Like, oh, thank you. And I just
felt. What about my homeboy Cthulhu?
I know. I was just like, thank you for noticing my wallpaper, but nobody cared about the other ones, right? So it felt like a backhanded compliment when really I felt like they were like they're just like, hey, I like your wallpaper.
It's also because everyone loves dogs.
Yeah, I know. And to be fair, it is a really cute picture.
Yeah.
I might just. Well, I don't know if I have the rights to it, but I'll see if I can try to post it up. I'll leave a link up to it. How about that?
How about we put a pirate hat on Simon?
Or what if we just wear pirate hats?
That's a good idea.
How about I wear an eye patch and then you wear a pirate hat?
Okay. Can I have a peg leg?
Yes.
I want a peg leg.
As long as I get the hook.
Damn it.
I kind of want the hook though.
I want the hook.
I'll get the hook and the peg leg, and then I'll have the hat and the eye patch.
I want all of it.
Well, I want all of it.
I want all of it.
Except for the peg leg. Okay, not gonna lie. I could live with a hook hand. I could not live with a peg leg.
I feel like I couldn't live with a hook hand.
Well, yeah. Well,
right. I mean,
I am very hands-on kind of a person.
Yeah, and also I need my hands. I don't necessarily need.
You can
my
play trombone
leg.
with a.
Yeah, but it's not the same. Do you know how much wrist action goes into playing? Wow, that came out sounding a lot dirtier than
I mean, they probably have like contraptions that you could hook onto it and just.
Yeah, but there's a lot of wrist action that goes into playing trombone.
You never know.
Like other things.
But then again, I say that. I don't know. I feel like
if I were to get a hook hand, if I would have to lose my hand, it would probably need to be my left hand.
I feel the same way. And
otherwise, I'm screwed.
Yeah, same, because I'm right-handed.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, because trombone.
There's a lot of things I do with my right hand.
Yeah.
Like write, read.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
You know, really fun stuff.
Like playing my saxophone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And also masturbating.
Yeah.
just like imagining tiptoeing next to it, and then
No. Was it? And then I fucked your mother next to it.
I love that video.
Oh my god. All right.
Oh,
Anyways.
so I've been testing out Twitch.
Yeah.
Which is a website for mostly gaming and stuff like that. And I remember we were talking about trying to do, it was like Let's Plays and things like that. And I still haven't heard back from anybody, but that's okay. So I would like to know what your opinions are on either doing the Let's Plays or doing the Twitch.
Yeah, because I would definitely like to do a Let's Play on Until Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, because I freak out. Like, I hate clowns.
I bet you do.
I hate clowns.
So
you want to, I know, we need to spend another 20 minutes. I hate
clowns.
Okay. I hate.
How about we come back?
I hate clowns so much.
So what happened with that thing with like the clowns like 2 or 3 years ago, where like the clowns are
Nothing.
just running around?
I don't know
people?
why. Oh, you want to know? I'm also like iffy about puppets.
Coffee?
Puppets.
Oh,
How did you get?
I don't know. I was trying to move this in.
And you know what part of it is actually? I remember on this. I was kind of young when I watched it too. Have you ever seen Angel?
No.
It's a spin-off from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, by the way, really good.
I haven't seen him.
It's good stuff. But anyways, Angel was a spin-off that I also enjoyed watching. And in one of the spin-off episodes, it's a puppet thing. It's a puppet spin-off. It's a puppet episode.
That's like Devil May Cry, where
He
like
gets turned into a puppet.
oh, never
And
mind.
the puppets are evil.
You.
And they're demons.
Okay, so that's like Devil
And
May
it's
Cry,
terrifying.
where it's a half demon, half human guy who runs around and kills. He's supposed to be killing demons, but they all in the first game look like puppets.
Oh.
And so like they're just like these puppet looking things, and he comes up and he's all like, "Fuck
No,
you,
these
bitch,"
are
and
like
he's
literal felt puppets.
Like what kind of puppets? Like hand puppets?
Like hand puppets.
Ew.
They're terrifying.
That's
But it's
terrifying.
weird because, like, in the show, in the episode, like, as it turns out, the puppets are actually controlling the guy who summoned them.
That's a little backwards.
Like, they put their hand, like, the puppet puts his hand up the guy's back and is, like, working him like a puppet. But it's the puppet.
For some reason, I was really hoping that you were gonna say butt.
No.
Right up his
There was
ass.
a chunk of flesh missing from his back. The puppet puts his hand up there. Treats him, it's terrifying.
I like to put my hand back there.
I'm sure you would.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
Okay.
We ran out of loop.
Damn it. Guess I gotta cry.
Anyways, puppets and clowns. I can't do it.
Actually, if we're talking about fears,
There's the spiders, right?
I cannot stand spiders. Okay.
That's like I feel like that's more rational than puppets and clowns, though.
Well, I feel like clowns is actually kind of rational.
Clowns definitely.
Clowns are something that is like.
Also, there was the clown epidemic not like a year and a half ago. Like a year and a half ago, a year ago?
Well, because the clowns are like really exaggerated faces that they look really for lack of a better term, it's like foreign
Yeah.
to human eyes. So just to see that, it's just like, whoa, it's something new, something scary, right? Well, spiders, they're just arachnids.
Yeah.
In all honesty, like they're an insect, and like a beetle in my face, I'm not gonna like that, right?
But you're not gonna be terrified.
But like, in all honesty, I can wave that away. A bee, you know what? Whatever, he's chilling, right? If it's a stink bug on the side of the road, you know, he's not doing anybody no harm. But a spider, for me, a spider is the most terrifying. It is God's creation of fear.
Jesus.
And scorpions I can deal with. I've had a scorpion crawl on me several times, and I'm just like,
scorpion?
yeah, a scorpion. I'm
Or
fine.
you mean tarantula?
Scorpion. No, not a tarantula. I would die if it was a tarantula. No, but I've had scorpions like in the area, and it's just like I just kind of like I just take a broom and try to it's like sweep them away.
Yeah.
Because like there are some insects that know, there are some bugs that just know that you are too big.
Yeah, to try.
To try, and I know that with scorpions, the smaller they are, the more toxic they are. But like I'm not as scared of a scorpion as I am of a spider.
Okay.
So a tarantula, if you put a tarantula and a scorpion at the same distance away from me, I'm gonna be moving towards more towards the scorpion than the tarantula.
I'm not gonna lie though.
I'd rather take my chances.
Spiders are kind of scary looking. I think the spiders are scarier looking than a scorpion.
Yeah.
as someone who's not that scared, who's not clearly not as scared of spiders as you are.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I would, spiders would still freak me out, but I'm not
Like,
you know.
I've had nights where I like wake up in a crazy panic because I'd be laying over and on my side and I would imagine a spider on the pillow next to me just looking at me, and that freaks me. That just the thought of it freaks me out. So I have to sleep a certain way.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of fear I have of that.
Yeah.
So I imagine that kind of fear is more like the fear you have with the clowns.
Yeah, probably.
Where it's just like it's
Yeah,
like,
because you know what's funny? I had a nightmare about Santa Claus one time, actually.
what was he wearing, a clown mask?
No. Well, he was just kind of like...
Chilling.
It was actually a weirdly...
He was chilling.
Well, it was weird because it was like... What if Santa Claus... Like, what if you were at a young age, you found out Santa Claus wasn't real?
Huh?
Because a fake Santa Claus tried to break into your house and kill you.
Oh,
That was the nightmare.
was it like... Was it like Kringle?
No. So basically what it was... It was the weirdest nightmare I've ever had, too.
It's a guy that... So it's a guy... It's a
So, okay,
demon.
so here's what happened. I remember I was like... in my dream... this was like relative... I was...
Long time ago.
No,
ago.
it wasn't that long ago.
Oh, not that long ago.
It was like within the last 3-4 years.
Wow.
So I remember like, I had woken up in the morning, and I was at my house, and I was like looking around, and I was like, oh, it's Christmas, I think, or something. I don't remember. And then like I'm like looking around, and like my grandma's there, my grandpa's there. Like, oh hey, good morning guys, and then I go like to that back room you've seen, and I see like some guy in a Santa Claus outfit like going through our backyard, like just walking through, kind of creepy like.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, what the hell? And I'm like, is he bringing presents? And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a second.
It's not
I'm
Christmas.
old. Santa Claus isn't real. Holy shit. And then like he like turns and like with like creepy ass eyes, and I was like, ah! And then I woke up and I was like, oh
That'd be pretty
my
traumatizing.
God. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Like where like he looks at you with like a death glare.
No, well, like I'm gonna kill you and rob your house.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
Oh, kill like things staring at you and killing. I have a dream about a bear.
Okay.
This is back in Washington. So I had this house that like the stairs would come down, and then the washing room was across from the kitchen. So you would go down the stairs, you take a left. There's a door to the left of that is like the dining area, the kitchen, and as a sub room of the kitchen was was like the laundry room. And so the kitchen and the dining room had like a window.
Mm-hmm.
So a big window next to the dining room and a window next to the kitchen
Mm-hmm.
that was out that you could see the front yard.
Mm-hmm.
And so the dream was that I came downstairs, like I'm at this age I'm like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what did we just talk about?
What? Here, hold on. I got it.
Oh my God.
Hold on.
How do you even get in here?
Hold on.
How do you even get
You
in
got a piece
here?
of tissue?
No.
Give me a piece of notebook paper.
Do we need this? I don't need this.
Calm down, Jesus. Alright. There you go.
Be gone, fellow demon. He did.
Yeah.
The hole's probably open up again. I have to go through this entire thing again. I just cleaned it. And now
Just leave it there for now.
the nail just fell. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
So, Matt, you want to tell him what just happened? Well, I'm not cutting that out.
So there was a spider on the wall. And Ruben freaked out a little bit.
A little bit.
Freaking, what did we just talk about?
I could have died, dude. Like, I'm
You
just
were not gonna
I
die.
could have died.
No, you weren't.
That
It
could've
probably wouldn't. You probably would have just eaten it, and it would have been
been-
fine.
Ugh. I'm gonna like disinfect this entire room again.
That's not how that works, but okay. I mean, yes, that's totally how it works.
I'm gonna take everything out, spray some bug shit, wipe everything down again. Like, I know my room looks messy, but I am quite a germaphobe, so
know.
I do take care of the germs.
Your room is cluttered. It's not messy.
Okay, let's go with that.
Like my room's the same way. My room's worse. But
Okay,
anyways,
like I'm
I killed the
You killed the beast.
for Ruben. I killed the
The
spider.
beast
for
is
Ruben.
dead.
Really wasn't that bad.
Thank you. Oh, that feels nice.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, that's totally getting in on the mic. Oh, that feels so good.
Yeah, feels good.
Shut up.
Anyways,
All right, that's all I needed.
well, I think our tangent's broken. So
Well, I mean, I feel like that was a perfect example of my fear, and it wasn't even that big. It was like the size of like your pinky nail.
the end of your pinky.
Yeah, like it was not that big, but as you can see, the big response that I got from it.
That was pretty funny because like your eye just like locked on. And you were like, "Oh my god, what are we just talking about?" That was funny.
I'm like deathly terrified of them.
Yeah.
And I like to believe it's because of my lack of understanding of them. Because that's how I used to feel about snakes up until like I learned about them. And a snake I can look at. Like a snake, I'm afraid of, but I can look at it.
Mm-hmm.
A spider cannot. I cannot look at it.
Mm.
Like I look at it and I'm instantly struck with this like overwhelming fear.
Some of my mom is
And so
with snakes.
and so like a snake, I was like I looked into them. Looked into how they work a little bit and learn how they like, eat their food and shit like that, and just kind of like just learn how they are in like their habitat. And
Yeah.
in all honesty, it's like they can be scary.
Well, you're also probably less likely to run into a snake in your everyday life than a
That's true.
spider.
Actually, we in our cul-de-sac we had a not an anaconda. It was a bigger snake though. It was not like your regular a garden snake where it's like yay big.
Yeah.
Like the thickness of it.
Not like a
was
rattlesnake
like,
or a cobra.
You could take your two hands and make an O. That's how thick the snake was. It was a longer snake.
I got pretty big hands. Just saying.
No, it was a big snake.
Damn.
Like we had to call everybody in the neighborhood called pest control because it was a big snake out in the front.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of kids that are in
yeah.
the area, so of course everybody was complaining.
Yeah.
And so we had pest control there like that,
Yeah.
right? And so it took two guys to like put the snake away.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I know where that came from too.
Really?
Because I took apart the chair that's been outside for a while,
Yeah.
and I know that thing was covered in spiders. That's why I didn't bring it in.
Oh.
Like I subconsciously knew, and I was like, I'm not bringing that
Yeah.
into my room.
Well, now it's someone else's problem. So.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say his name, but you're welcome.
That was some hoodlum stuff we did.
I know. Dude, like that was the perfect example of like what I do on my weekends.
Yeah, it was really funny. I don't know if I told you, but like, your mom was outside when you were getting your car, and I was talking to her. I was like, oh, she was like, oh, where are you going, Elena? And she was like, oh, I'm gonna go with Ruben and Matt to do an errand. And I went up there and I was like, yeah, we're gonna go do some morally questionable things. She looks at me, then she looks at Elena, and she goes, okay, well, you can't go now. and I told her, I was like, that's a good choice. Oh, man.
I feel like my sister is my accomplice in crime.
That's not a good thing.
I love it. It's like, Elena, I need to go to my friend's house, steal something from his room without his parents knowing that I'm in the house. Will you be my getaway driver? And she's like, yeah, I'll go with you. I'll play some bomb ass music while we're at it. Like, cool. Or like say I need to get somewhere that usually takes 20 minutes and get there in 5.
She drives.
I drive.
You drive.
She plays the bomb ass music.
Oh.
So she's like really cool.
It's just pretty cool. She's
I'm
alright.
still trying to come down about the spider thing. Okay. Well, yeah.
She's not allowed to know I said that though.
What?
I said she's pretty alright.
She's pretty cool. Like
She's pretty
it's
alright.
like whatever, man.
She's pretty alright.
Are you playing that one
What? No. Ruben.
2048 game?
Wait, no.
You would never
Never
in your life.
Never.
No.
Not during the podcast.
Of course not. So, what is 5 times 7?
35?
I don't know why, but you just like looked up from your game like
Shit. What is
actual math.
Yeah, real math, not 2048 math.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Damn it. Shit. Anyways.
Gotti. Oh, I would like to share one quick thing. So, I'm someone who, like in high school, I didn't really care about history. History was like my least favorite subject, and in all honesty, it still probably is one of the subjects that I'm still kind of like,
Really, I
it's
love
whatever.
history.
But like most people that I've heard that like history had really cool history teachers. Like they,
Oh no, for me, well, I mean, for me, it's like also depends on
the
like
subject.
yeah, cause like I love music history.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like that's always fun to look at.
yeah, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's fun.
But
I mean, just cause like you look at a song and you're like, what was the reason why so and so wrote the song?
well, yeah, and I
Yeah.
didn't get that until like I got out of high school.
Yeah, cause like the thing is, like one of the things you're supposed to do usually is like if you go in for an audition and they're like, oh, okay, so what's so tell us about the song you're playing, this and this, and you're usually supposed to give like a little bit of background.
Oh,
And like
I did not know that.
Yeah, and for I remember for one of my juries I played In a Sentimental Mood. Never mind the fact that I butchered that jury, but still. Like I remember for that I had to look up some of the background on it, and it turns out that literally the only reason why Duke Ellington wrote In a Sentimental Mood
Because he was feeling sentimental.
was because he wanted to get him and his buddy laid.
Yeah, boy.
Like the story goes that he was at a rent party and his buddy was striking out with two girls.
Ah.
So what happened was he Duke Ellington started to play this the chords, the changes for In a Sentimental Mood with these two girls on either side of the piano as he played.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that a freaking story?
That is what a baller, dude. Like, I wish I could be like that kind of wingman.
Just imagine. Not even just like that kind of class.
Where you could just like play a song.
It's like,
and just,
hey ladies, come check this out.
dude, I hope one day I get to a point where it's like I can control people with my music. No, but like
I mean, kind of.
but like kind of really have a heavy influence with what I play.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, what were you saying?
Oh yeah, so history. But when it comes to history, definitely American history. American history is something that I didn't realize I was interested in until like I kind of like got into it. Which honestly I didn't really care until like
Yeah.
the musical Hamilton happened, and it's like, oh wow, there's a lot of shit.
Yeah,
to
there's a
actually
lot of
know.
actually really cool stuff with American history. You know,
But
a lot of not cool stuff too.
But from what I know right now, there's one story that I really like. I don't know what's going on, dude. It just really
I think
hurts.
it's the spiders.
Yeah, I think it's just put me on edge now.
Sit on your hands.
Okay.
Because you got scratch marks on your arms.
Damn it.
Yeah, take it easy.
Okay. So as far as from what I know, the story of Francis Scott Key, he is kind of like the lyricist for the Star Spangled Banner.
Mm-hmm.
As in, he went to go save some troops that were captured by the British.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Hey, can we get them back?" And the British were like, "Nah, fuck you, and we're gonna capture you too." So they grabbed him and they threw him on the
I
boat.
really like the lingo that went on back in the 1700s.
Oh yeah, see,
It's great stuff.
I picked that up from my girlfriend because that's how she tells history. I think it's really cute. Where they're like, "Nah, bitch, get up here."
Nah.
Right. So they grab him and they throw him on board. And when you know that he's on this boat with all these other captured men, the Star Spangled Banner has a different meaning,
Yeah.
at least to me. Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, say, can you see
By the dawn's early light.
by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we held.
Yeah. You know, and there's also I think that's
It's
also
like he's
it's beautiful. Yeah.
No, but like the part where he's basically saying like the only way that I know that my country is still there and still trying to fight is
Yeah.
by the rockets.
Red glare.
It's just this idea that he only knows that his country is still surviving is because there's a battle going on outside.
Yeah.
Like he knows his country is still alive because
they're still fighting,
because they're
yeah.
still fighting.
Yeah.
The thought of being on this boat with a bunch of captured men and
Yeah.
just afraid for your life and your country, all for the sake that you know that you have hope because
Yeah.
of a fight outside.
Yeah.
Like
Not
that,
like a flag, not like a quiet no, because
there's literally
still
a fight.
the war going on.
Like that's your hope.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know, I think for that reason, that's why like they always tell band directors, you know, when you're playing a song or when you're playing a piece, in your concert band, be sure you go over
The history of it.
yeah, the reason why the piece was written, who it was written for, what the composer was going through, yada yada yada. Like Frank Tikelli's "A Joy Revisited." It was about his one of his kids getting born.
I think it was the War of 1812 that was written.
Was that was? Well, yeah, but that was one of them. And I remember we were playing that in our concert band class, and when Nevin, our band director, had told us, like, oh, this was does anybody know what this is written for? And everyone was just kind of like, she was like, he wrote it for his kid that was born, his new, his like second born, something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was.
That's what he was
this
ready
is
for.
what he felt.
So
When
you
he,
should
so
play
that's
it with
and it's
that
a really
feeling.
it's a really nice piece too. It's really fun. It's very happy. Very good lucky. And I think especially with something like as iconic for that matter as the Star Spangled Banner,
Mm-hmm.
because there's some serious poetry in that thing.
Yeah, and I think it's a good idea to try to, like, this is why you're playing this, play it with this feeling.
Yeah.
I think most songs should be held with that.
Yeah, I think that's why. Yeah, that's definitely what I try to go for too when we play. Like, I should probably do it more, like talk about the tunes when we're playing, but we also haven't practiced enough to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, as a jazz combo, I kind of like one.
We all know.
You should
already.
like you should expect everyone to know it by then.
Yeah. But also, like, I'm not gonna lie though. I'm sure there's gonna be a moment where like I'm
Hey.
writing a tune and I'm kind of like, all right, so just so you guys know, this is like supposed to be heart wrenching, or like it's supposed to be like fun.
Cry
happy
for
go
me. Cry for me. Cry,
Cry for me,
cry for me through the trumpet.
Nico. Oh man.
Cry for me.
Yeah.
But I only bring up the history thing just because I bought a book about the Star Spangled Banner.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's the kind of history I'm interested in. It's like there are things that are in your daily life that you don't really realize how much history is in it. It's beautiful. But yeah, so I get kind of interested with that stuff.
Yeah. So next time you hear the Star Spangled Banner at a ball game,
Just think of me.
about it. Oh no, I mean, okay, sure,
No,
why not?
That ties back into the whole me wanting to be at the center of attention type thing.
I think it's also a good thing. Be an educated listener. Not educated. That's the wrong word to use. I think. Be an informed listener.
Or
So
or
like
just,
you hear
just,
a song that you really connect with. Maybe look up.
I would just say just be interested.
Yeah. Or even for that matter, actually, I think maybe look up a song that maybe you're not grooving on too much. Read up on it. See what you're supposed to be. What the artist had intended.
That's kind of funny. I've heard someone say, like, you should never wait for art to come to you. You have to go to art.
Yeah.
You have to come to it.
Yeah, because I think that's a big reason why jazz and classical, it's not are not as popular as they used to be.
And there are some people that like would feel that way about like trap and like hip hop.
Yeah. I don't know about trap. Well, I mean, okay, I shouldn't say that because
there's probably
Yeah.
some history that we don't understand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like I said before. Like the only time I have a real problem with music is when you don't put a piece of yourself into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I think that at the very least what we owe music is our effort.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I think that's my own problem. But that's not the point. So the point is, I think, yeah. So that's one of the reasons why I think jazz and classical, or like maybe or certain hip hop or certain modern music, why maybe it's not getting the same attention that it should be, is because it's not quite as easy to listen to. And especially with something like jazz, where there's like non-lyrical jazz, where there's there's no lyrics for it, so you have to find out the story behind it, like in a sentimental mood.
I would go as far as to argue that, because I get a lot of comments that we don't argue enough.
That was one, but okay.
No, there's been many.
Really?
Yeah,
I hate you.
I love you too.
Go on.
Anyway, so I would argue that for the area that we're in, that's probably what you would say.
Yeah, you're right, and I've barely been out of San Diego, so
there are different areas that would think differently. Well, we have a lot more of this. Like like there have been some areas where they only do classical,
Yeah,
and there are
that's
some
true.
areas where they only do like hip hop and other subgenres of
Yeah.
that. Or
I need to get out more.
well, it's kind of hard because
I have no money.
yeah, as someone who lives in San Diego, let's just say the cost of living takes away your cost.
Your ability to travel usually.
Yeah. But to be fair, we do have beautiful sunsets every night,
That's true.
and the weather is
quote unquote always nice.
I'm not gonna lie.
I hate,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate living in it, but had I come to just check it out every once in a while, I don't think I would complain that much.
I think we just need to appreciate it.
Maybe.
Either way, though.
I'm someone who
Either
definitely
way, though,
appreciated the rain.
Either way, though, you're probably right.
Argue with me. Argue with me.
Ninja Sex Party isn't that good.
I'm gonna stab you.
Actually, that's definitely something that we should talk about at some point. Because, like, I don't know if we have enough time right now, but
Yeah, we're gonna end the episode really
Yeah.
quick because I am shaking like crazy, and I'm going to break this little thing that I'm having.
okay. Yeah, you look. Yeah. All right. So, anyways,
We'll talk to you guys in the next episode. I'll see you next week.
Next one, we're probably gonna start off with Ninja Sex Party. Actually, I think that might be.
I would love to.
Yeah.
All
All right. So, have a good day, guys. My name is Matthew Langton.
My name's Ruben Ortega.
This has been Golden Boys.
Golden Boys.
Boys.
Do